Hello and welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today's video is sponsored by a company called Lara Wigs, and right here I'm just showing you guys the packaging. It came with the wig, a wig cap, some clips, some lashes that you can fly away with, honey, and a comb. So here is the wig unit. This is a frontal lace wig unit. It is a 13x6 frontal. It is transparent lace. This is a 22-inch unit and the density is 180. So right here, I'm just showing you guys how it looks on the inside of the wig. You have the standard bands on the side along with 3 clips at the top, or 3 combs, and an additional comb in the back. And then you also have this elastic band that they pre-attached. So here's how it looks without being altered. And the hairline looks pretty natural and it is pre-plucked, but I am going to go in and bleach the knots just because you can see them just a tiny bit. So here I'm just using my Schwarzkopf Blonde Me, and I'm using a 30 volume developer. You want to mix this until it's like a creamy consistency, and then once it's nice and creamy, you just want to apply this all over the lace on the wig. You want to make sure that when you apply this, you are using light pressure, just because you don't want the bleach to seep through and over bleach the knots. And I am going to let this sit for about 30 minutes. After that's done, I'm going to rinse this, and while it's still damp, I'm going to pluck the unit. So now this is all rinsed out. It is still damp and I do have a spray bottle on hand. I'm just using a white towel underneath, and I'm using this so I can see where I'm plucking. And I'm just going to go ahead and start to customize the hairline. I like to pull out the baby hairs that are in the front and start to pluck behind that. I don't like to start at the front, only because sometimes when you start at the very front of the hairline, you can accidentally push the hairline back, and we don't want to do that. We just want to make it look as natural as possible. Now keep in mind there are those bands that are sewn onto the lace in the front. So the very bottom right corner of this lace and the very bottom left, I couldn't pluck too much just because that black band was under, and I'll show that in just a second. But you basically want to camouflage that. You don't want to pluck it too much, and then you'll see that black band peeking through. So here's the first round of me plucking. I'm combing everything back, looking to see how the hairline looks. Then I'm just going to continue to do the same thing on this side. And that's the strap that I'm showing you guys underneath right there. So I have to be really careful on the sides, not to over pluck so that way it doesn't show. And I'm just going for a really soft and natural hairline. Again, this unit was pre-plucked, so it only took me about 5 minutes in total to pluck the whole frontal. So you just want to make sure you take your time and you're not ripping the lace. So I have my friend Norami, aka High Profile Hair Owner, CEO, and she is going to be my model today. I'm just attaching this on her. We are going to do the glueless method, and I'm just using the band in the back. I already adjusted it to her size, and I'm just making sure that everything is fitting and laying. So now I'm just going to go ahead and place that where I want and start to cut the lace. I like to cut one side at a time. You can do it however you prefer, but just make sure that you take your time because you do not want to accidentally cut the hairline. So now I'm just going to go over to the right hand side and do the same thing. And then I'm going to start to part out her baby hair. And then I am going to hot comb this unit so that way everything is laying nice and flat. Again, I will link this unit down in the description box below. And now I'm just sectioning out where I want her baby hair to be. I'm having her hold this down so that way I can separate everything when I press it and just have a nice guideline and mold. So you guys have to trust the process. Sometimes it looks really iffy in the beginning, but it's going to come out super bomb. And shout out to you, Norami, for being my model. Shout out to Lara Wigs for sending me this unit. This unit was cute, and now I'm looking at the video. I really wish I would have left it straight, but I was just trying to be extra because I had this new curling iron I wanted to use. But you can kind of get the gist of how it will look straight here. And now I'm just going in with some spray by Cynthia Lumsey. I will also link that, and I'll post that on my IG stories. And I'm just using that to smooth out her hair. And this is just a golden hot iron that I got off of Amazon. I will also link that down below as well. And I'm just using this to make sure everything is nice and smooth and as flat as possible. Okay, so now that I'm done pre-pressing her hair, we're looking at the hairline. As you can see, it's not even glued down or anything, and it's looking natural already. Her and I were just busting it up. She cracks me up. I love her so much. And I'm just going in with some of this foam by Cynthia Lumsey as well. And I'm just going to use that to start to pre-mold her baby hairs. So I like to pre-mold them, curl the hair or do the back of the hair, whether it's blow drying, pressing, straightening, crimping. And then I'll go back at the very end when it's dry, and I will go back in and comb out the baby hairs just so they don't look harsh, and then I can reshape them. So this is just to get them to lay initially. Then I'm going to wrap this down with a scarf and proceed to style her hair. Then once I'm done styling, again, I will come back to the front, and then I will customize the baby hairs just a little bit more. I might pluck them, I might use a spoolie, I might swoop them differently, but this is just to get them to lay, okay? So trust the process. But honestly, low-key, they did look cute already. I was just like, okay, let's just, do our due diligence and do this thoroughly. So now I'm just going to go in and add some layers to her hair just to give it a little bit of shape. So when I curl it, it will look layered and not just flat. And then I'm going to go ahead and just start curling her hair. I didn't post the whole thing just because it took a while, but I'm using the T3 irons. I just got these. Shout out to my husband for purchasing these for me. They are super bomb and they put in amazing curls. And I just really, really like that for this unit. So I'm going to finish curling her. And again, I'm going to blow dry the front. I didn't stick her in the dryer just because we were pressed for time. Overall, this whole install from start to finish, bleaching the knots and all took me about 30 minutes. That's just because I knew I was going to do a glueless. So obviously, if I take more time, it'll look more perfect. But we didn't have time on our side. We both had to get ready to get our kids. But I'm going to go ahead and just start spraying this. Now I'm just using my blow dryer to dry the baby hairs in the front. And then I'm going to remove the bonnet or the scarf. And then I'm going to start swooping the baby hairs and then just playing around with her curls. So this is how it looks at first. And now we just want to go in and make these look a little bit more natural. One thing I want to say about this transparent lace, it is super, super bomb. Like, I didn't even put any makeup on this at all. And normally I have to for every client. But once I was done molding this down and pulling the scarf off, it just melted into her skin. So here we have the final result. This is glueless. She can remove this. And yeah, super bomb, super easy. I figured I'd do something real quick and easy for you guys. And now I'm just going to go in and perfect the baby hairs. And I will add her IG little mini story that we did in the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to Lara Wigs again. I will tag the information down below. And I hope everybody has a great and productive week. And I will see you guys in my next video. Again, I will link all of Lara Wigs information in the description box along with the discount code. So make sure you use that. And let me know if you tried this company. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.